Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. I've missed you guys so much. If it's your first time here, please make sure to hit the subscribe button, like, comment, and share. We have a good time on here. Today is a different type of video. I'm going to be doing an apartment hunt slash review type of video. So, spoiler alert, I've actually already gone to tour these apartments, so I'm doing more of like looking through them and trying to see which is the best fit for me. I'm doing an apartment hunting video in New Orleans currently. That's kind of like where I am right now. I was just kind of like going through the area to see if I wanted to move here, but like I don't think I'm actually moving here. So I went to tour these apartments to kind of just see what the prices are like down here and to gauge whether it's somewhere that I would consider moving, cuz New Orleans is a very nice city. Like if you've not watched my New Orleans vlog girls trip, please go and watch that. I will link it up right here. Some of my non-negotiables, I was looking specifically for apartment complexes. So I was only looking at like properties that are already owned by some management. I didn't want to have to deal with a landlord or like a townhouse. I didn't want to live in a an apartment that's on its own. So I toured mostly complexes. Some of the things that I was looking for in a unit, I was looking for a washer dryer in the unit. I'm looking for a place with accessible parking. Security is a big thing for me because if I'm going to be living there, I'm going to be living by myself. So want to make sure that the security is good. Central air and central heating is also a big thing for me. I don't really like ceiling fans or like AC. I just want central air. So while I was touring this apartment, I was looking for both one bedroom and two bedroom because I felt like I would just want some extra space if I can afford it. Extra space for like maybe an additional closet, or if I have a guest, maybe I can make it a guest room, or even like just like a content area or like an additional hobby space is what I was looking to use the second room for. So my budget for this apartment hunt, I have a ceiling budget. A ceiling budget is like the absolute maximum, and that includes like rent, utilities, parking, everything. So my ceiling budget is 3,500. But like for rent specifically, like for a one bedroom, I'm not looking to pay anything more than 2,000. I think 2,000 is even much. I want to say like 1,500. And then for a two bedroom, I'm not looking to pay anything more than 2,500. 2,500. Before going on this apartment tour, I hadn't really looked at what the housing market or like what the apartment prices are saying. But yeah, I thought like, it's New Orleans, so I was thinking that it would be slightly more affordable than other cities, but honestly, it's 2026 and rent prices are very high. They're very high. Rent prices are ridiculously high. Even in Louisiana, rent prices are high. Everywhere in America, rent prices are high. So, enough of me talking. Let's get into the videos and look at these apartments together. So, the first apartment I toured was called the Odon at South Market, and I think it's like a newer property because walking into the lobby, I could already tell that it was like kind of like newer. It had like a modern aesthetic, and I felt like it was a really cute place to be able to take pictures. What I really liked about this property was they furnished the apartment so you can actually visualize and see how much space you have after furnishing. The first unit I toured was a one bed, one bath, and it was priced at 2157, which in my opinion was high for a one bed, one bath, but it is what it is. I loved the space, but I found the bedroom quite small. I don't think if king size bed would have been able to fit in there, but the bathroom was pretty big and the closet was also pretty big. Overall, I would give this apartment unit a rating of 8 over 10. Okay, so moving on to the second unit I toured at this property. This was a two bed, two bath, and it was priced at a whopping 35, 39. I love this unit because it had lots of big windows so natural lighting could come in easily. The master's bedroom was pretty big, and I also loved the view from the window. The bathroom had double sinks, which I liked, and the closet was also pretty spacious. Even though I really loved this unit, I felt like it was overwhelmingly big for one person, and it was very much out of my budget. Like I said, I wanted my ceiling rent was 3,500. So if my base rent was starting at 35, 39, it was definitely not something that I wanted to stretch my budget for. So I had to give this one a rating of 6 out of 10. The last unit I toured at this property, I think this was actually my favorite. It was a one bed, one bath. And because it was available for renting immediately, there was no furniture in that property. So it was available for immediate moving, and it was priced at 27.95. What I loved the most about this apartment was the living area. It had a huge living area and lots of natural lights. So I was looking for a big living area so I could set up like a work from home station, a dining area. It also had a walkway when you come in first. But they wanted me to sign the lease like within 30 days, and to me that was just too short notice. So I had to pass on it. But if I were to give this a rating with the price, because the price is kind of high, I would give it a 9.5. But if not, I've given it a 10 out of 10. That was my favorite apartment. This property also had really nice amenities. They had a very nice lounge area where you can kind of like study from home, work from home, host your friends. They even said like if you wanted to like host a party or something, you can use that space to host a party. They also had a really nice outdoor pool scene area, which I felt was nice, and it was on a level so you could be looking at the view of the city as you're swimming. Another amenity they had was a really cool equipped gym. I saw most of the machines that I already use at my gym. So I feel like if I were to move there, I would probably cancel my gym membership. I like the greenery that they used to decorate as well. They also had a cinema room, which I felt like was really cool. The cinema room with a pool table. So it just seemed like they really wanted to make their it seemed like they really wanted to make their residents comfortable. I really like this property, but it just seemed a bit overpriced for me. I understand that it's a luxury property or a luxury building, but to be honest, guys, 2,800 for a one bed, one bath in Louisiana, that's actually crazy. Like this is not, no offense to Louisiana, but it's not Boston, this is not New York, and it seems ridiculous for me to be paying that much for Louisiana rent. I can't lie. So I had to pass on this property. All right, guys. So moving on to the next property I toured. The next property I toured was not a high rise building, actually. And I don't think it was specifically downtown, but it wasn't far off downtown, maybe like a minute or 2 minutes walk. Immediately I entered, guys, the first thing I noticed was the unique interior design that had hints of New Orleans everywhere. I was automatically in love. They really brought New Orleans into the space, so I already kind of really like that from there. The first unit I toured officially at that property was a two bed, two bath, priced at 22.33, which compared to the last one is not bad. What I loved about this unit was that it came with its own fireplace, and all you had to do was just mount the TV on top of the fireplace. Also, the bedroom floors were carpeted. I don't really like carpeted bedroom floors, especially in places that are hot, like Louisiana. So, but it didn't feel too overwhelmingly big, and I felt the price was actually pretty decent for a two bedroom. So I rated this one like a 9 out of 10 as well. So the second unit I toured was a one bedroom with a den. They call it a den just because the second room doesn't have a window, but it's really like a two bedroom, and it's even bigger than the two bed, two bath. It's priced at 22.44, so it's only $11 higher, but it's much bigger than the two bed, two bath. Um the living area is huge, and the den itself is also quite spacious. Both, I think, I'm not sure if it's both bathrooms, but I think the master's bedroom had like a double sink, which I loved. it was definitely my favorite because it was big enough
and it had a lot of closet space and a lot of storage space. The whole apartment in general was very spacious and had good natural lighting. And because of how big it was and comparing it to the price, I genuinely felt like I was getting my money's worth for this apartment.
the one bedroom with it then was also on the top of my list because it was really big and I felt like having a den, like knowing that this is a den, I feel like I prefer that than having a whole two bedroom. So the den could definitely be a space where you just either a closet or like a work from home space. I like the name of the den. And then it had a bathroom connected to that den. So that could be your guest bathroom as well. So yeah, I would definitely rated that one a 10 out of 10 because the price and the space you were getting, I think it was definitely worth it. Okay, so moving on to the third property that I toured. This one was called the Julia at St. Charles. I really liked how it looked on the outside. It was very giving modern. I like their lounge area a lot. Like they had good amenities as well. And I feel like it's a great space for like hosting friends or just chilling. They also had a really nice outdoor pool, which I thought was pretty neat as well. The first unit I toured there was a one bed, one bath. I didn't really like the finishing on the floor of the bathroom. It had this black and white textile thing that I really didn't like. I felt like it looked tacky. Also, the closet wasn't done or wasn't finished, and I don't know how I felt about that. So I give this one a total rating of 7 out of 10. The other unit I toured at this property was a two bed, two bath. There were two closets in each room, and I'm not sure why they had two closets in each room, and then the bedrooms were smaller. I would have probably preferred to have more space in the bedroom and then have one closet, but it was a two bedroom priced at 2200, which is not bad. If I was split that with a roommate, that would have been 1100, which is actually a very good price. So this last property that I toured, the my tour guide actually called me and she was like she doesn't have any available units for moving, that most of them are occupied. So she only had literally one model unit to show me. So I'm just going to show you guys that one. So this is a two bed, two bath that was priced at 2300. I really like the kitchen. The kitchen had a very I like the cabinets of the kitchen. It was a very modern aesthetic. And I love that it came with an island and double sinks. The living room area was also like very spacious. And the first bedroom was kind of small to me, but I feel like I can make do with it. But I love the mirror in the bathroom. It was very big and there was a lot of cabinet space in the bathroom as well. And I loved the walk-in closet. It has a lot of shelves.
And was pretty spacious. The bedrooms were also carpeted. So moving on to the second bedroom and the second bathroom. So I think this is the guest bathroom. It was also big and it came with a bathtub and a walk-in closet as well. And the bedroom was also pretty nice.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining me for this my apartment hunt apartment viewing series. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on the next one. Thank you. Bye.